Live from the road, inside the Clear2 Mortgage Sprinter van. This is Road to Close, the show where real estate meets real talk. Hosted by mortgage pro and deal maker, Apostolakis. Every week, agents, lenders, investors, the power players who move the market. We bring them here, straight to you, unfiltered, on the road, and ready to close. You're listening to Road to Close. Buckle up.
What's up, everyone? Paul Apostolakis. We are Road to Close. Take 2 today. Well, just so everybody knows, we do record out of a Sprinter van that we go all across Metro Detroit to pick up, real estate and mortgage professionals to be on our show. Sometimes we've got some technical glitches, and that happened. So we started our podcast. It didn't work out. Now we're back on the air. But today's special guest is we have Josh Taylor with Good Company. Josh is a professional real estate agent. He's been doing this for 23 years. He was a co-owner in Skyward Real Estate Group. He also is a professional in the Royal Oak and Woodward corridor. So we're going to talk to Josh about, the current market reality, winning in a low inventory world, and how he's marketing himself here for the 2025 year. But first and foremost, Josh, introduce yourself. Tell the audience who you are and how you started into real estate.
Yeah, Josh Taylor here. Got into real estate after college. Couldn't really find a corporate job and always knew I wanted to kind of do my own thing. So got into real estate. Love it. Love helping people. Love getting their dreams, getting their houses, and work with investors and get their financial freedom path on their way.
That's awesome, man. Do you work with a lot of first-time home buyers?
I do work with a lot of first-time home buyers and buyers that I've helped in the past and investors, but yep, absolutely.
So what are you seeing in today's market? I mean, we were talking about this earlier, but we're seeing a lot of people with low interest rates that aren't moving. We've got a lot of people looking for houses that, are first-time home buyers that are maybe falling into higher interest rates. What are you feeling as far as the public out there and their appetite for new homes?
The market is still a very strong, stable market. I think we're spoiled a little bit with it going up 28%, 22% every year, right? I mean, can't really keep up with those. So you're still at a good steady 3 to 5% in Michigan. The pending sales are still about average where they're at. What we're seeing now versus what summer, because summer was a feeding frenzy. It sure was. Inventory, people were ready to buy. Now you got a little more inventory to choose from.
Right.
You can negotiate a little more, except for the good ones. Like I said before, the good ones, you're a lot of competition. But the appetite, after it got down, from the 7s, you started seeing people, looking more, getting more interested. The interest rates keep coming down, buyers keep coming out, and it's a strong market.
Got it. And being that, now that we're starting to get into the 6s, I do see rates coming down, especially with the current situation with Trump and Powell. At the end of the day, we are going to see lower rates, but I do think the market's going to. What do you think is going to happen when we get lower rates? Let me ask you that.
Oh, I think we're going to have more pendings, more houses on the market, and more solds. It'll be interesting to see. What we're really seeing is entry level prices. Where people are they selling their $500,000 house and just doing a not even really an upgrade, a lineal upgrade, maybe a better location, maybe a little more updated house? Or are you going to start seeing people, go from the 1,500 up to the 2,500? So it all depends on people's, where they're at in life and what they can afford.
It's really, it's becoming situational, right? It's not where, when rates are really low, people are just buying houses because that's the thing to do, right? Right now, you've got to really want to move or really have it planned out to make a move.
Yeah. And what people got to realize too is if it's time to get a house, buy the house, get in the market, get in the game. You're gonna make money over the long run. You can't time the market perfect. There is no perfect time, but you got to get in the market. And then from there you can build the equity. So when you're ready to, upgrade, you have some leverage there to get into the next step. But with the interest rates coming down, you're going to see more people, first time home buyers coming out, I would assume. And just overall more activity.
More activity. What I'm seeing too is a lot of these people that have the 3% interest rate on their primary residence, they're not selling them, they're holding on to them, and they're becoming landlords.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if that continues, because if I have a 3% rate on my house, I could probably rent and be cash positive pretty quickly.
Right.
Rent it out. And if I don't need the cash to buy the new house from the property, then I'm in a really good position to become a landlord and get a rental property under my belt.
Right. Yeah, that's we're seeing that with clients firsthand, right?
Yeah.
We just had a client that did that.
Absolutely.
And having that extra income coming in helps pay for that bigger
other
house,
home.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it can be an extra $1,000, $1,500 a month that you're putting in on your new home. So that really takes down the burden. You might be paying about the same rate or the same amount of money out of pocket after you figure in the money you're making from the rental. So you might be paying your interest, or say your payment's $1,200, maybe it's $1,400 after you calculate the money you're getting. So it really helps you take that next step.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know that if that happens, if that continues to happen, then we're still going to have an inventory problem. Yeah.
Well, I think I was at UWM's when they were talking about how builders, we're going to be 200,000 homes short.
Yeah.
So that's 200,000 homes that aren't going to be there. That's a big number that we don't have. One, due to rising costs.
Yep. Land
acquisition for builders. I mean, lots in Royal Oak or teardowns are going for $250. Sometimes
for teardowns. Yeah.
So now you got 300 in the lot. You're going to have to get that $1.2 million. And if you look at the market right now with the houses, 900 to I think the most expensive run right now is around 1.5. Those houses that are sitting, there's quite a few out there. I think there
in Royal Oak.
Yeah, 31 just in Royal Oak, and I think 3 pending.
Wow.
Yeah. Big number.
So the higher end, you're seeing kind of just some vapor lock there. There's not a lot of movement.
Yeah. The ones that are moving 500 to 750, those are moving really good.
Yeah.
250 to 300, they're moving really good.
Yep.
300 to 400, that's always a difficult range because you're not into the 1,700 square foot house.
Yep.
But you're nicer than the 1,000 square foot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's where's that value there?
Yeah, a lot of times that's really going to be the condition of the house.
Yeah. That's where it really comes in.
Right.
When you got 30 people you're against and you're just sitting out there in the middle where 350 to 300. Where do you want to be? I just took one down to 299 to get it under the 300 mark because there's so much competition between 3 and 350.
Yep.
So make us stand out. Now we're working on condition. We got to get that paint in there to get it sold.
Yep.
So it's a competitive market, and you got to stand out right now.
How do you stand out against other realtors, Josh? I mean, it's a competitive market. I mean, there's a lot less realtors in the market today than there was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of people have left the industry. Same thing with mortgages. But today, there's still a lot of noise when it comes to real estate agents. How do you stand out above the rest and give your clients exceptional service without, sacrificing anything?
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest things this day and age, a lot of agents love the text and you can't get tone across. So when I have a buyer going in and I'm knowing I'm going against other offers, I'm on the phone before I even submit my offer. I'm on the phone after I submit my offer, making that relationship with the other agent, making confidence in me and my buyer that we are going to get to the closing table and make them feel comfortable. That goes a long ways in real estate versus just sending a text. Hey, I sent my offer over. Here are the terms. Let me know.
Well, it's a complicated situation. Like, you got to be able to talk that out.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just send a text and be like, yo, dude.
Did you get my offer?
Yeah. D, Y, D, G. Like, did you get my?
Yeah. So that's one way. And you got to know the market. You got to know your numbers. I'm really pride myself on knowing the numbers. I like breaking down dollar per square foot so you can really get a judge of where you're going with your offer compared to other houses, your comps, because they can be 200-300 square feet off. So you can really dial it in to say, okay, buyer, we're good at 300,000, but we're probably going to get another offer. Someone else is going to bid that. So if we scoot it up to 310, make ours stand out, we're still not overpaying. Here's the other comps, make them feel comfortable. Hey, if you want to win this, you got to put your best foot forward. And if you're not going to win it, and make it yours to lose. You know?
Yeah, man. That's pretty smart to say, make it your, I mean, if you want the house, make it yours to lose, right?
Yeah. And then you still got the inspection. If something pops up there and you're not feeling comfortable and it's a $10,000 fix, then you can renegotiate. But you're in the driver's seat once you get it accepted.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you. Does inspection go good? Still got to get the appraisal, but at least you're in the game and everything goes good. Then you're moving on to the closing table, which 9 times out of 10, everything going good. Right?
Everything's good. I mean, if you're at the closing table, everything went well at that point.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I did want to talk to you a little bit about just from a marketing standpoint, what you do to market yourself.
I do a lot of referral business.
Yeah, you do. I know that.
So I'm actually working with Jess in the office. We're getting my database back in order.
Yeah.
Marketing, I'm lacking right now. So you're going to start seeing some marketing. I ain't going to lie.
Okay.
But I do a lot of follow-ups, work the database, talk to people.
People like you, dude. I know that. I know that for a fact. So looking ahead to 2026, what do you see? What's your, I'm going to pretend like you're an oracle.
Okay.
All right. You're an oracle. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself in 2026. It's March. What's happening?
I think we're going to have a very hot spring coming up. If the interest rates keep going down, the economy, I think, is getting stronger and stronger by the day. You know, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff going on, but if you focus on your goal and getting it done, I think we're going to see a lot of buyers coming out of the woodworks in spring. I think it's going to be good for everybody.
I don't disagree with that, man. I think with rates coming down in the mortgage side, we're going to see more refinances. We're going to see more purchases. We're just going to see a lot more activity. And, you know, for a real estate agent, how important is it to have a loan officer that communicates well? I always talk about this, like, how good is your team? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so like from your standpoint, being that you've had success, what do you stay away from when dealing with partnerships with loan officers? What do you tend to gravitate towards?
Yeah, communication is key. I don't like to be told everything's good, and then you know,
it's not good.
Before closing, we got an issue. Well,
yeah.
Where was that foreseen?
Right.
I like people that have been in the business for a while, that know their stuff, that, because you've been in it a while. How long have you been in it?
20 something years, bro.
So we've seen everything.
Yeah,
Not everything, but we've seen the ups, we've seen the downs, the refi boom. We're coming into another refi, aren't we?
I think so. I have a feeling if we start seeing rates in the low 6s to 5s, for high 5s, you're going to see a refi boom.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. We're already seeing a lot of refinances happening right now. Truth be told, you know, we're us at Clear2 Mortgage. We've got about 30 loan officers, and we're going to do about 300 loans this month.
Wow,
it's a lot of loans. Yeah. So, and you know, and you can't do that without great process. You can't do that without great people. You can't do that without great leadership. So I'm happy to say that we're busy, but I think it's gonna double in March. You know what I mean? And if we have 600 deals in March, we've got to have systems in place. I mean, you've got to get prepared for all that.
Yeah. You got to be ready in the downtime, get ready for the busy time, right?
Correct.
Be prepared. Right now is the time to start getting prepared. That's why I'm working on the database right now. I'm going to hit spring coming, man. I've been a little in a lull here and there, but now I'm back and ready to get going.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be ready for spring. That's for sure.
So Josh and I were on vacation together, and we went to Fort Lauderdale with a big group of people, and we just happened to be there together. I happened to be. It's a really weird situation how I ended up on this trip, but Josh was working the whole time. I know that you don't stop working.
It's part of your life at this point, right?
Yeah,
you got to answer the phone. It's a big deal to people. They're spending a couple $100,000. You don't want them to sit and hear crickets from you. So
no, just because you're sunbathing, which by the way, nobody sunbathes better than Josh. I mean, his bathing ability is way up there.
Kick back and relax.
Yeah. Nobody sunbathes like you, bro.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but so it's 2026, busy. Buyers get in now. If you're gonna buy, it's probably a good time to buy right now. Wouldn't you say?
Anytime's a good buy. Anytime is a good time.
Anytime's a good time.
Yeah.
Is that your?
Yeah. If you're gonna buy a house, buy the house. You're not gonna lose money. It's gonna go up and down, right? You just ride the wave. The only time you lose money is when you sell down below. Don't sell lower than you bought it for, right?
That's it.
Buy low, sell high.
And realistically, housing, just so everybody knows, has performed much better than any other sector during downturns, during recessions. We still see some growth. The only time that we really saw a big drop in value, that was in 2008.
Yeah.
Anomalous. I don't see that happening again, but you never know. But I really don't see that happening again. It was a really weird situation with bad mortgages being done. We don't really have that now as compared to before. If you're buying a house today, you're pretty much well qualified.
Yeah, you're well qualified. There's a lot of safety checkpoints. So hopefully that fraud never happens again. But if you're not buying a house and you're renting, your rent's going to go up every year, right?
Yep.
And sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 200. Well, at what point do you say, I wish I had my own house so I could keep my payment at 1,100, 1,200, 1,400, and no, I'm locked in there and you're safe. You don't have to worry about moving. And while you're renting, you're not making any equity. That's where a lot of people miss out on. And
yeah,
I was talking to an investor of mine, real brilliant guy, Ryan, and I said, what was one of your biggest mistakes you ever made in business? And he said, and he owns a couple thousand units. So he's like,
wow.
Yeah. So he's like, I would never sell a property that I'm making money on because I already took the risk. I already know it's cash flowing and I know it's going to make equity. And he was in international finance. And then when he got into real estate, he was out of college roughly and bought his first rental. I was like, man, this is some good money. So he got out of finance and went into real estate because he told me, once you analyze the numbers, you're going up 3%, 5%, 7%, which what the market usually does.
Yep.
But once you add in the equity, he's like, it smashes what you can make in the market and you're in control of your own asset when you have your money on the market. So he's like, I like my money being in real estate. I can control it.
Yeah.
I know it's a safe bet. And so that's a key that I always said, if you have a rental and you're already making money, why sell it? Leverage that to buy another rental. Or you can leverage your asset at that. Even if you don't have a rental and you just have your own home and you have equity in it, you run into trouble, you can leverage your equity to get out of trouble.
100%.
So it's a safety net too. It's your home base.
And a lot of people have a lot of equity right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of equity that they're sitting on that they don't know what to do with. They can't access it. They don't know how to access it. They got to talk to a guy like me, or
how easy it is to access.
It's not that hard.
If they're organized, you should have no problem. Right?
It really isn't that hard to access your equity, but some people have some different ideas. There's a lot of misconceptions in the industry. A lot of people still think that you need 20% down to buy a house.
Oh yeah, those days are gone, right?
Yeah, I mean, you need 3%. Or we have a 1% down program.
1%.
Yeah, 1% down, and we match 2%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't there a lot of grants out there for first-time home buyers?
There's also grants. There's also DPA programs, down payment assistance programs. Yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot out there. There's just a lot of misinformation. I think a lot of people have misinformation about mortgages, and that kind of and the real estate market, and it kind of hands. A lot of people are renting right now. They can afford a house.
Yeah,
they can. They don't think they have enough for the down payment. They probably do because it's low down payment.
Well, your down payment's almost going to be as much as your deposit.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Your security deposit or a down payment on a house. I'll take a down payment on the house
all day.
All day,
like get by 120, 100. We're fortunate in Michigan that you can still buy houses at 150,000.
Yeah.
You go down to Detroit, you go to some other areas. It's not gonna be Royal Oak.
Yeah.
But you can still get into a house for $200,000.
A nice ranch over in Warren,
Yep.
Sterling Heights.
Yep.
Some nice ranches over there.
Yep.
Absolutely. And that's a starter home. You don't have to start out at the $300,000, $400,000 house.
No.
Get in a house. Learn about owning a house, because not everyone should own a house, right? Some people are better renters.
Some people are better renters, yeah.
But majority of people should own a house. And I think people make it up in their head that it's harder to do than it actually is, because you've never done it before.
They're scared.
That's why you talk to us. And the misconception that you got to watch out for the mortgage and real estate people. Yeah, there's bad people out there.
Yep.
But 99% of the people, we're here to help you and make sure it's success. So you're happy. Like, it makes us feel good to get you into a house, your first house. How great is it to sit at
it's the best. Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you so much. Or they're crying because they're so happy. They never thought they could do it.
Uh-huh.
And then other people are like, what was I so scared of? This was easy. I said, yeah, we took care of you. You can start to finish close in 30 days. You own a house, you're moving in, be proud.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. And just so everybody knows, it's been proven that owning a home increases your ability to gain wealth over time. People that own homes have more wealth than people that don't.
Right.
It's just facts.
Yeah.
And
there's more millionaires made in real estate than doctors and lawyers combined.
Yeah.
So, and if you're an average guy, you can get into the game and do very well with, if you take the right steps. And that's why you got to talk to us, say, okay, this is how you leverage your money. Here, I would get a duplex to start. That way, if one's empty, the other one's paying your rent.
That's a genius idea. I love that idea.
My cousin got out of Michigan State and he's like, what do I do? I said, dude, buy a duplex. He bought a duplex in Royal Oak, lived there for 7 years, rented out the bottom, paid his whole nut. I think he made a couple hundred.
Wow.
So he's living for free. And then he just bought a house, rented out the other one. So his duplex is paying for his new house.
So he hasn't had a house payment in forever.
Right. Yeah. You live for, my dad always told me, live for free. Try to live for free. Right. So,
yeah.
So you figure out how to leverage your money to live for free. And if you start out, if you're going to buy a house, why not a duplex?
It's a genius idea. Yeah. Because you've got the rent coming in from the one side. It's going to help you pay for the other side, for your overall mortgage payment. So it is a really good way to get into a house.
Yeah. So if you're young and listening to this, buy a duplex.
Let's be honest, nobody's listening. So
for the two of you out there,
let's be honest. No, I'm kidding. We actually have some listeners. It's surprisingly, people listen to us. But no, it is wild out there. And you're right that, people are afraid of the unknown. Mm-hmm. And end up not doing or taking the steps necessary to put themselves in a position to win and be more wealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really interesting, man. So this is the point of the show where we do 3 questions.
Okay.
They are totally random.
All right.
I make them up on the spot. Okay. First question for you. If you could trade places with one other realtor in the world, who would it be and why?
Shit. I don't know anybody that I would want to switch places with. An agent down in Florida so I can have some nice weather, bro. I don't know.
You want to sunbathe?
Yeah.
You want to sunbathe?
I like sunbathing. Give me the ocean and sunbathing.
All right, next question. If you could live in one era other than ours today, what would it be? Would it be like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s?
Oh, I was gonna say like Braveheart.
Oh, you want to go back to like
let's go to Braveheart days.
The 1400s, dude?
I would like to live in. That's a good question. I would almost want to go back to see how our grandparents grew up. So like the early 20s, yeah, the roaring 20s.
You go from roaring 20s to the Depression.
Yeah. Well, I would like to imagine how tough our grandparents were going through that.
Bro, I think about it all the time.
So I respect that immensely.
Okay.
I would like to see, people dressed up when they went out, like
Top hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I'd like to see that.
Well, I could see
all
that.
the inventions coming in.
It was an interesting time.
Yeah.
And now's an interesting time.
Oh yeah.
Now's an interesting time with ChatGPT and all this stuff coming out. It's a really interesting time for us. I think the next 5 years are really going to change society in ways that we don't even know.
Yeah, you're already seeing it. You don't know what to believe on the internet anymore already. It's like, this is just the start of it.
I'm seeing pictures that look better than normal pictures. I made a headshot for you. He sent me a picture of himself from 1984, and I put it in ChatGPT, and I made him look beautiful.
Yeah, I got new headshots coming Friday, by the way. Thanks for making me get on the bus, bro.
I was like, I need a headshot. He was like,
Oh, shit.
He sent me a selfie and his shirt off. Sunbathing. Yeah. All right. Last question. Let's see here. Who in the industry do you respect that you look up to?
I'll tell you what, joining good company and being around Jim Schaefer.
Yeah.
He's impressive.
He's pretty good, man.
He's got his stuff down, and he's all hyper local, to the community.
Yep.
He's not out there blowing his money on big advertisements on stadiums and shit.
No.
He's very impressive. And
he's a smart dude.
And the work environment, and I do respect him a lot.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, Josh, I really appreciate you being on the show, man.
You got time for one question?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other night. What happened to the assumable loans? Imagine if we had assumable loans right now at 3%. How much more you could sell your house for if you could give them the 3% loan too? Well,
FHA and VA are assumable.
Really?
Yeah, they are assumable. So if you have an FHA loan, you can assume that. But the problem is you've got to come to the table for the difference, right? If I have a $200,000 mortgage, my house, I want to sell it for $250,000, right? You can assume the $200,000 mortgage, but I still want my 50 racks.
Yeah. So can you get that on a second?
No, you got to come up with, you can't
borrow money.
You can't borrow money to borrow money, right? Yeah. So you've got, so that's a great question. Yeah, no, but assumptions, just so the audience knows, is when you have a mortgage and somebody comes and says, I want to buy your house, I'm going to assume your mortgage that you have right now with, ABC Mortgage Company, and I'm going to take that over. Well, conventional mortgages, jumbo loans, most loans, you can't do that. FHA and VA, you can. Okay. So, yeah. So if you know someone that has an FHA loan
at 3.5%,
which happens,
advertise, hey, you can assume this loan at 3.5%.
100%. It's an assumable type. You can do an assumable sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can ask for an extra $20,000 on purchase price because you get the 3.5.
Yeah. You just got to find the person that's going to bring in the difference.
Gotcha.
No, that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that does it for our show. Thank you all for listening. Please go to our Facebook page at Clear2 Mortgage and check out the website. I mean, the podcast there. Josh, let the audience know how they can get a hold of you if they need to.
You can reach me on my cell 248-318-2068, or my Instagram is Josh_onward.
His Instagram is just him sunbathing, just so you guys know.
Check it out.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Have a great day.
Thank you.